Seiji Oda on there. We got Michael Sneed. We got 24K Golden. We got Simba. We got John Mack.
Yo, Simba can spit.
I'm probably gonna forget a couple names, but yeah, like really, pretty much the whole bay. Every song is pretty much gonna be like a full posse cut, just to to cover all bases.
That's awesome because nobody's really doing that type of shit right now.
Yeah. No,
that's
man.
dope.
Yeah, no, and this is really it's the first of its
We
kind
need more
for
of that.
like a
We
basketball
do need
team
more
to
of
have
that.
a record label, and then also to put out a project that represents the whole area for All Stars. So this is really the first of its kind.
Yeah,
that's gonna be dope. Yeah, man,
so yeah, it's gonna be dope.
Super excited.
Music and sports, it always goes together.
It goes hand in hand. It's the only it's those are the things that no matter where you're from, what you come from, what your background is, you come together for this one thing, and it's always bigger than all
That's
of
so
us
true.
together. So it's like, man, it's like that's something that it means a lot. It means a lot to everyone. So it's like, man.
Do you think it's more of a city thing than a country thing? Because it's definitely, in my opinion, it's just how we live in the city. That everything melts together.
Yeah.
When you leave the city,
it's different. It's different.
I'm not saying you become country. I'm just saying when you're in the country, there are you start having different priorities and perspectives.
No, 1,000%. Yeah, I think definitely like. The city life is definitely a little, it's a little different, a little more diverse.
Yeah, it's way more of a melting.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And it's faster,
fast paced. Yeah, so man, but yeah, like it's definitely cool to bring everybody together.
If there was a collaboration, what's your dream collaboration you want to do that you haven't done yet?
Man, that's tough, man. I would definitely. I definitely would want to do something with like Pharrell. Pharrell's like one of my idols, one of my, what I aspire to be. So I definitely want to do something with Pharrell.
He's a musical genius.
Yeah, no, for sure, 1,000%.
I just love his drums.
Yeah, no, for sure, smacking. Yeah. That's kind of where a lot of my just like inspo comes from too. Is just like Pharrell and Kanye West and just like those artists, producers.
Yeah.
That just kind of blend all these things and come up with new sounds.
Yeah,
like,
melting.
Yeah, exactly.
Blending.
I think you see more artist producers these days. I mean, less also. I mean, produces and puts down the bar work. We know that.
Does it all.
Yeah.
Come on.
So you could relate to those the pockets.
We come from that era. We do it all. We DJ. We grab the mic. Rock the party. Whatever it takes to make hit records.
I'm gonna give you some instruments because I know you'll play them.
Playing instruments, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some instruments.
You gotta put the hours in.
Here's this bass. Here's this guitar. Play this cup. That's all you need.
Guitar lessons with Steph Toe. Yeah. Aside from hip hop music, aside from rap music, what other shit do you vibe to?
Man, like old soul music. Like old funk stuff.
Just funk.
Like my dad always grew up. Like I grew up with my dad playing hella a different bunch of music. Like growing up, my sister like always had like 106 Cameo playing when I was a little kid growing up.
Cameo, yeah.
And my brother, also my older brother was like a super influence in what I like grew up listening to. So yeah, like just I listen to all different types of stuff.
Is your brother the one that put the hip hop in your ear?
No, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I got my older brother. He's like he was like I mean I'm a kid. I'm kids of immigrants. So like once I'm the baby boy too. So once they got to me, my parents were just working. You know what I'm saying? Like, and pretty much my older siblings raised me.
Yeah. So
pretty much everything that I knew
was from them.
Was from them. So it's exactly. So like my brother put that like hip hop stuff in my ears, and then my sister was really like R&B.
Right.
Like that kind of vibe, and really that's pretty much what like my music sounds like now, like all meshed together.
Yeah. That musical influence is definitely present.
No, for real.
Hey, salute to the people that put us on the great music.
Man, can't thank them enough.
Give them their
they need their flowers. Yeah, shout out to my older brother, my older sister, holding it down.
Yeah, because that's how you get on to great things. You know what I'm saying?
I got turned on with stuff.
Same thing.
I got older cousins,
Yep.
all that. I was like, damn, I never heard none of this.
Same thing. Like with Led Zeppelin and all that shit, I got put on by one of my cousins.
Yeah.
And
DC, Van Halen, Zeppelin, all that.
yeah, fucking them, man. But you know, that's crazy how we absorb it from different people. We might absorb a certain genres from our parents, right? And other genres from our siblings, and other genres from our friends. Maybe our friends put us on to some shit we weren't necessarily onto because we're listening to all this other shit. You know what I mean? And then that just becomes your musical palette. All these things that you've absorbed because you never really completely go away from them. I remember when I got into hip hop, I went away from every fucking genre that I was previously listened to and only listened to that shit. But as I got older, I eventually went back to all the other shit. And you know, I think it always stays with you.
Yeah. I think even when you're creating, it's like you're pulling from this like database that you know. Well, like your musical taste, you know what I'm saying? You're pulling from all these inspirations, you know, and it really, I think it takes that real palette of like listening to rock, listening to classical, listening to jazz, listening to all these things to create this something new, you know what I'm saying? And I think for all artists, you want to always create something new, something that doesn't exist. So it's like pulling from that whole like library of things.
My foundations in music were, you know, until I was older and I actually was able to buy my own music. I had the only stuff I listened to was the stuff I physically had access to. That was my mom's record collection.
Right.
Whatever my sister would be listening to, I would hear what she was listening to. She was like into Prince and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm at a friend's house and they have some music. And they're even cool enough to be like, yo, you can, I can look at their records, you know what I mean? Otherwise, it was only what was on the radio, you know what I mean? Yeah, back then. It wasn't until I got older and I was actually able to get my own.
It's crazy when you think about there was people crate digging back in the days and not even realizing.
Still digging to this day.
You know what I mean?
I feel like you could get these people crate dig now to go pull through samples and all that stuff. And some people were just doing it just off the love.
Off the love.
I mean, you got to remember back then, that was the only way to cop music was a vinyl. You couldn't, they didn't have, or maybe a cassette.
Yeah. You can't crate dig online. That doesn't happen.
No.
It was a 45, a single, or an album, but it was all vinyl.
Yeah, but when you were digging in actual vinyl, you were looking at art.
Yeah.
You were looking at images. So you don't do that on.
Now you're file flipping.
Yeah. You don't.
Fuck that.
You either know the song or you don't. But back then, you didn't even have to know what you were looking at. You just saw someone was like, "What's this?"
Oh yeah.
That cover was like the,
that was the indicator. Yeah, that was the indicator.
That was what got you right there. Like if you had a good cover, that got somebody's attention. That album had a chance if it had good music on it.
And when you were digging and you were looking at covers, most people didn't even see the cover yet. They were literally looking at the top edge of the record and just where the name was. You know what I mean? Just reading fine print.
Yeah.
Like for me, a lot of covers is the reason why I bought the album. Like I would have no idea what it was. The album just looked great. I was like, yo, I'm taking this.
Yeah, I was about to say, it creates a vibe already just looking at it.
Les, what was the most impressionable album cover that like caught your attention and got you?
Wow. I can't even think right now, but maybe a Parliament Funk.
They had wild covers.
All these crazies. I like real little things that you gotta look for.